This is Kev. This is the YouTube channel Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and as always, I ask for any of my viewership to if you haven't, go in the bottom corner of that screen. If you see that subscribe button, please hit it, and also hit the notifications bell and hit like, or if you want to, dislike on this video. I am not a man who denies anyone their freedom to express themselves. Unless, of course, you're in my Facebook group and you piss me off. Then I might mute you or something like that. But anyway, a lot of that stuff is for shits and giggles. But, okay, I know I mention Facebook very often, but let's talk about YouTube for a second. Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of unfavorable stuff going on in the black sector of YouTube. Now, for those of you who think that the black people and the African diaspora presence in YouTube is important, what was important to you guys coming in? Like for a lot of these so-called YouTube leaders. I'm just saying, I'm not the best. I don't ever claim to be the best. I do believe, however, I do have the best YouTube show as far as the black YouTube wing or anybody. I mean, I just feel like that I'm not discovered yet. So, but hey, you know what? In due time. But it's like this. It's like this. Is it really worth it to be on black YouTube? And at the end of the day, I gotta say yes. Yes, it is. I mean, I think it's worth it. I think it's a fun thing. I think there's a lot of knuckleheads, jackasses, biatches. I think there's a lot of them are ruining it for a lot of people, and that's not right. That's not fair. But life isn't fair any motherfucking way. But it's like this. The whole thing with me is, if I have a rival on YouTube, I want to beat them with my talking points and my intelligence. I don't want to flag you down. I don't want to make sure your channel goes down. I'd rather defeat you. That's nonsense. And I know that in order for me to make it in any kind of YouTube, that I'm gonna have to tweak some things. First off, is like you for some reason you dudes are telling on each other because names are being said in videos. Y'all know damn well y'all feed into the stuff. See, I'm trying to slow down my cursing too, because YouTube is getting to that point, and I feel like that you can convey your message sensibly without having to curse. So I understand that's one thing I have to do. But it's this simple. It's like, I hate having to tweak my language for any platform, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, because this is what y'all doing to each other. And I say y'all because I'm not gonna ever flag you or report your video or anything. I want to hear exactly what you got to say, especially if it's about me. I want to hear every little word so I can respond properly. I'm not gonna go to Zaddy YouTube or Zaddy social media and cry about being bullied. But that's just me. Let's talk about some of y'all out here that's doing this. There's no need for that shit. It really isn't. Flagging someone, having people's channels taken down. You know, and by the way, for those of you out there that believe in that kind of crap, you know what happens when you flag someone and take them down? Their legend becomes stronger. The best thing to do really is to leave. If you want someone to go away, leave that person alone. And if you truly feel like the rhetoric that they are providing is bullshit, other people will see that. Otherwise, there's nothing you can do about it. If other people are resonating with that person, you can't. So you can't sit up here and try to hate and flag somebody down. and get their channels destroyed because your feelings are hurt. Now, granted, I don't know every little detail of every little situation. I know that there's a lot more to it than what I visually see, because and many people say this. Oh, I got other things going on in my life. Well, for any of the people that say that kind of thing on YouTube, like, you're on YouTube at the time, so it's like this. It's like this. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is I'm gonna do a lot of my broadcasts on YouTube, and the really extreme ones, I'm gonna rip it off YouTube and I'm gonna send it to Black Avenger, because this is the thing. I don't want another one of my videos flagged and taken for any reason. Because if I get into this thing to where I have to talk to someone or respond to someone's nonsense, I don't want them going crying to YouTube. And in the black sector, that's a lot of what I see. I see a lot of crying on YouTube. It's like there's so much. There's so much for everyone to get, and I do understand that. I do understand that YouTube is not a very. I mean, black YouTube is not a very big sector. In fact, there's a couple people that made it. A couple videos about the VidCon experience this past weekend, and a lot of those, and they were talking like there is no black YouTube. Now think about this: is there really a black YouTube? And with black YouTube in its current state, how do you want black YouTube to be represented when people do acknowledge that there's a black YouTube? And also, even with that being said, do you care about, like, ultimately at the end of the day, do you care about what other groups actually think about you? Then if you spend all your time on this platform and telling people you care about what, like okay, say for instance, it's the white people do it too rhetoric. Like, if you spend all your time caring about what white people think of you or what white people think of black YouTube, then there's some self-reflection that you got to do. Seriously, period, point blank, end of discussion. But but getting back to what I was saying, there's not very much to get. There's not very much to get as of right now on black YouTube, and that is due to a support problem that us as a community seem to have. Now, no doubt, on a positive, it is definitely laying the foundation for something big. It definitely is. But all of the infighting, all of the dick measuring contest, all of the strong, boisterous attitudes, that's counterproductive. For when it does become something big, will you be there when it becomes big? And you know what? For all of y'all, even the ones that I disagree with, I would like to think that the answer is yes. I really would. But what we're faced with in this wing and section of YouTube is something that I like to call human nature. The thing is, though, human nature spreads through all facets of what we try to do. And if you look at history, the nature of human beings is conflict. Everything is acquired by some form of civilization to be established through conflict. Right now, I feel like that black YouTube is in a very primal stage right now. It's developing. It's like we're trying to find our way. Now, do I feel like everything needs to be absent of conflict? No, I don't. Because if something was like 100% peace, then it's false. But do we but can we just stick to what is necessary, and be able to take some constructive criticism? A lot of us can't, and I'll be one of the first ones to admit sometimes I have a problem with that too. I have a problem with taking criticism and conflict, but you also have to acknowledge, that when it boils down to it, we're not perfect. What's a little what's a little criticism here and there if it's constructive? A lot of y'all can't take constructive criticism. Mm, mm. Now, say the name. Black men being brutally honest. I came to this platform to be brutally honest. I can't be as brutal as I can be because guess what? Y'all love to flag folks. Y'all love to try to get each other's videos and taken down. You know, I experienced that like a couple times with Facebook groups. Somebody try to get the Facebook group taken down because they don't agree with the rhetoric. They start claiming that the rhetoric is toxic. Toxic like what? Somebody says a word and it poisons you. Now I understand that there are people that are strong enough out there to reshape you mentally if you are vulnerable to that. But outside of that, every time somebody has said "fuck you," and pardon my language, I'm really trying to slow down the cursing. It never injured me. It never physically touched me. It never violated me. But that's it. We're dealing with a lot. With a lot of this, we're dealing with a lot of thin-skinnedness. We're dealing with a lot of people who say that they got tough skin and they all strong. But at the end of the day, and please forgive me for being critical, they're weak. I'm not 100% strong, but I'm not 2% weak either. It's damn. It's like, okay. Then also ask yourself this: do you really want a constructive conversation? Do you really want to have like I keep hearing these people complain about all the fuckery, and I had to say that's on YouTube in the black wing, in the black sector, want to be critical of what everybody's trying to do. A couple of conversations get out of control. Sometimes the conversation gets something done, sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, you can't criticize black YouTube and then watch that bullshit that you watch on TV. Damn. All I'm trying to say is this: at the end of the day, whether I like you or whether I don't like you, and there's plenty of people that I don't like on social media, I don't want to see you destroyed. I want to see you defeated. If I don't agree with your rhetoric, if I don't agree with your talking points, if I think you're just plain dumb, I rather you hear me say it rather than me going to Zaddy YouTube. Oh man, what he said hurt my feelings. I'm so offended. Please do something about this. God damn, that's at the top of being defeated. Flagging folks for having different ideas than you. Being upset, being angry because you were beaten in a conversation. I like to carry myself with the confidence that like people can't beat me in a conversation. That sometimes I have a little too much common sense. I don't leave too many conversations feeling beaten. And if I'm just wrong, I'm wrong. And there's a couple times where people got me. It's a couple times. But I'm not thinking. I don't even remember who those people are. You know why? Because I move on from shit like that. Y'all want to be enemies. But y'all want to hit each other with internet baseball bats, fire internet bullets. Well, y'all are some hilarious fucking people. Like, I just sit back and watch. It's like I've been invited to a few panels and a few conversations, but based on what I've seen, it's like I'm glad I didn't join a couple of them. Not that I'm not grateful that the invitation was extended. I am very grateful that a lot of, top notch, I would say, black YouTubers will want me to be a part of their panel. But all I'm saying is this: I'm willing to work with anybody to get black YouTube, into a viable, credible existence. I'm willing to work with anyone. The first word in the name of this YouTube channel is black. It's like it's not my wish to be in any kind of conflict with anyone. It's not my wish. I don't put up with bullshit though, and my associates don't either. By the way, the Roger Report, that's another YouTube channel by my fellow habitual line stepper Roger Stevens and Donnie Casanova. If you ain't shit for watching, congratulations, he just became a dad. Yeah, one of the best days of my life was when I became a dad. I'm gonna tell you, it's a feeling like none other. And a few videos ago, I decided that I didn't want to come. Since I have a family now, I didn't want to come to YouTube and embarrass my family with stupid shit. Do y'all even feel embarrassed when y'all go into these little hangouts, these YouTube conversations, and y'all sitting up here calling each other bitches, hoes, you ain't shit? And then it doesn't get anything solved because all they do is go to their YouTube channel and then start venting about the shit. Then you go to your YouTube channel and start venting about it. And then it's just a big mess becoming an even bigger mess. Now, I'm not the wisest guy in the world, but I gotta say good Lord when I sit back and watch some of this stuff. And here's the thing. The Facebook group, I feel like the reason why it ever grew to the number that it did and has such participation from African Americans across the diaspora is because a lot of high speed fuckery goes on in that group. We have to understand, and we have to understand is that by nature, like a lot of the most successful pieces of black media are laced in fuckery. It's something that we're just attracted to, and a lot of people don't want to admit that we're just attracted to fuckery. We're just attracted to it. It excites us. It's got us saying, "Good Lord, this is good TV," and it sends some of the most horrible messages. And you know what? I can even admit that I'm entertained by some of that fuckery too. Hell, one of my favorite reality shows was Flavor of Love. Sorry, guys, I just could not conceive how so many fine women could be actually genuinely in love with Flavor Flav. I'm like, this is like wrestling. It's fake, but I'm going to watch it anyway. Oh, man. Oh, man. And it's like, and then also, while we're speaking about, a lot of the things in black YouTube, is a lot of that stuff staged? Because a lot of that fuckery, it's like y'all are at each other's throats in one broadcast, and then you're on each other's panel the other broadcast. I do feel like a lot of that stuff is pushed and staged because that's what attracts people. But I feel like we as a people, we got to stop acting like that we're so perfect and we're so and we're so all humble and benevolent, and we're just such the bigger people that we're not sitting up here endorsing and then participating in what we sit up here and complain about. How many of us love fuckery? How many of us really do? I ought to check this chat. Yeah. Hmm. How many? How many of us? But anyway, I just wanted to come to y'all for a second. It's just that, despite the fact that I may have like somewhat of an opinion about some of the things that I do see on black YouTube, that And despite that, there are people who have gotten their channels taken down, or they're getting their videos flagged, they're getting suspended, and then you know what? The big thing is, y'all got about, and all of us really, we got about a couple weeks of Hangouts left. So why would you want to try to damage anybody else when everybody working together in Black YouTube can make Black YouTube actually viable, make it something? But y'all want to harm each other. Yeah. And yeah, I'll go ahead and admit it. I'll go ahead and admit it. Yeah, you know, me making that video about BMT. Hell, that was very participative. Yeah, that video got taken down for hate speech. I don't understand what hate speech. You know, what about hate speech is telling the truth about somebody. But okay, it's not my platform. It's not our platform as a diaspora of Africans and African Americans and whatever you want to labels you want to label us ADOS, which really a lot of us technically are ADOS. Everybody wants a label. Everybody wants a label except being black. That's not good enough to just roll with being black. You got to be black in this, black in that. So basically, to call myself black, me and be brutally honest, that's a distinguishment. That's a distinguishment I carry with pride. Now, like I said, like I said earlier, or I hope I said it. It's like I'll be willing to work with any of y'all, man or woman. And you know, like I said, I've had the invitation extended to myself in the past, you know, to come join panels. A lot of these things is like I be at work and it's just that I listen in sometimes and I do comment in the chats and all of a sudden they ask me, do I want to come up? And I'll be like, no, I can't do it, man. Yeah, man. Oh, my life. I need a better work schedule. But I mean, you know, us working people got to do what we got to do. Yeah, I heard a YouTuber earlier today saying that her husband said that her YouTube channel and her shows were toxic. Now, for that YouTuber, if she runs across this part of a broadcast or whatever, because you know she's real high speed and high pace when it comes to her broadcast. You know, this YouTube thing, when you are a content creator, it's something that can keep you busy. Like for me, that don't do it that much, and you know, and go through the work that I have to go through sometimes. I can imagine what it is for a actual content creator that puts out 5 videos a week, does 2 3 streams a week. Like I can imagine what it's like for them. So I mean, this whole black YouTube thing should not be taken in vain. It should not be. It should be something treated with reverence and respect. But there is a fuckery presence here, and sooner or later it will either deal itself out or it's gonna stay. But I have a feeling like you can't have it's something that just has fuckery all the time wrapped up in it. Because guess what? It'll eventually destroy everything that you guys have been working so hard for. Now, can you imagine like having not only one but 2 channels taken down and you come back again? You know, damn, that takes some nerve. That takes some nerve, and that's something that gets my respect. But damn, y'all gotta stop this shit, man. It's like differences of opinion ain't that serious, man. Like I'm not saying stop the conflict. I'm not saying stop the fighting because hey, I feel because like I said earlier, I think something that is conflict free, and 100% peaceful is false, and that's due to the nature of humankind. And the nature of humankind is conflict. Conflict brings about civilization. And I may be sort of a nerd for this, but to quote my boy Beerus off of Dragon Ball Super, with creation also has to come with destruction. From destruction will come creation. And I feel like that we are in a state right now of destruction. In order to in order to create, there has to be a little destroying done, and that is a sad fact. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit too cryptic, and it's like it's some. If I say something stupid, it's just gonna put me on the spot and blah 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 and all this other whatever. God damn it, cut this bullshit out. Shoot, I'm a father, black father. Oh yeah, let me say something else about that. And you know what? And a lot of y'all are gonna deny this. A lot of y'all are gonna say, "Oh, what is he doing this stuff for? He's making stuff up. This is so untrue." Yeah, it is. It does seem like that black mentorship and stepfatherhood does get a lot more credit than biological black fatherhood. It does seem that way. Just think about it. Just think about what do you hear most of the time when you hear black fatherhood and black anything? It's a denial of a presence that's been there forever. There are actually more present black fathers than deadbeat dads. Look up the numbers. It's very tangible. But see, y'all don't want that out there. Y'all don't want that out there because there's a couple of D-bags out there that love poking fun at single mothers. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. The whole single mom conversation. That is a conversation that has been played over and over and over and over again. The only thing is though, the bottom line is that I don't really like to police what black men say. As long as it's not like just severe bullying or something like that, like say like making fun of somebody's dead relatives or kids, But outside of that, I'm not really into police. If you come to a black man, if you come to a black man and ask his opinion on something, you know, you can feel how you want to feel after he gives you that opinion. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But you know what though? For the influencers, and I'll probably leave it at this way after this. For the influencers, you don't understand what power you have. Use it wisely before they take it from you. Also, at VidCon, with them saying that there's not even a black YouTube, why not do something like migrate to Black Avenger or Black Junction TV or somebody like that? Let's go and support the black platforms that want us around instead of the multicultural platforms that would rather reject your rhetoric instead of giving someone the chance to disagree with it. But trying to take each other out, that's counterproductive. The black sector of YouTube already ain't that big. Mm. Yes. So, anyway, I do thank y'all for tuning in. I just felt like I had to get a couple things off my chest. And what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to tune in to Wednesday night show. Basically, the theme of that show is basically are black people basically too quick to judge black people a little bit too harshly? And this is a conversation that, like, I got the ideal of the conversation from my Facebook group, and I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had because it's like on one side of it is it that okay, do we just jump to conclusions because it's black people? On the other side of that conversation If anyone should be having a conversation about black people, it should be black people. But hopefully I have an interesting panel assembled so you guys can tune in, and hopefully I can get it in early enough to where you guys actually be up and watch it. But with these YouTube broadcasts, they're always on demand, so you can click on the link, the thumbnail anytime, and just watch them. But with Hangouts going away, I do want to assemble some panels before Hangout does go away, and then I'll be doing more broadcasts like this. But the thing is, and I'll say this, they're gonna have a third party replacement to Hangouts because there's going to be a demand for it. Because it ain't just black YouTube using Hangouts. This is you'd be surprised. But you know what? Outside all that, don't make this a wasted opportunity. Don't make black YouTube a wasted opportunity. And it doesn't even have to be YouTube. There are two other video on demand services on social media. You can try one of those. Just that YouTube just happens to be the biggest one next to Facebook. But okay, that'll be it for now. And it's just like this. I don't want to see black YouTube going down in flames. I hope that we all can get it together. It's whatever. But the habitual line steppers ain't gonna put up with no bullshit. Remember that. Just thought I'd throw that in. But thanks for tuning in this late at night. This very, very late at night. In some parts of the country, you can even call it morning. Um, also like, share, and subscribe. Share if you would like. You know, and if you want to, leave some of your thoughts in the comment section. All right. And that'll be all for now. And remember, in Kev we trust. Good night.